commentary. We are exploring listening to albums. It is a lost art form. We took an hour out of our day. We switched off the phones, we switched off the computers, we did not answer the door. We sat down and we listened to the artist's vision and concept. On the table today we have Sade, Lovers Rock. The fifth studio album by Sade was released on the 13th of November 2000. It was recorded between September 1999 and August 2000 in 3 different facilities: Deliverance Studios and Psalm Hook End in London, also at El Cortijo Studios in San Pedro Alcantara in Spain. Released on Epic Records, it was produced by Mike Paler and Sade. It had been 8 years since Love Deluxe was released in 1992, so I think it's fair to say Sade fans were chomping at the bit for this new album. Lovers Rock is, of course, a romantic form of reggae music, which Sade Adu listened to in her youth. So my big shock here is that Sade are a band. I've always thought of Sade as a solo female artist. Ms. Adu is clearly the face of this band, but for the last 34 years I would have argued up and down that this was a solo female act. Sade being a band is likely to change how I hear this music. In the 8-year hiatus, there was, of course, a successful greatest hits package released, but what you may not have known is that band members of Sade produced Maxwell's debut album, Urban Hang Suite. Kudos, man, I love Maxwell. In the charts, Sade were warmly welcomed back internationally, with the album finding a #1 slot in Poland, #2 in Sweden, #3 in the States and on the UK R&B album charts, #4 in Australian urban, France, Germany, Greek, foreign, and Italy, #5 in Portugal, Norway and Austria, #6 in Spain and Switzerland, #7 in Denmark, #8 in Hungary, #9 in Finland, and #10 in Belgium. I think it's fair to say that Sade are an established, deep-rooted band with a beautifully loyal fan base. If you could get a fraction of Sade's loyalty in your corner, you could consider yourself to be really blessed. I don't know that I've ever heard a negative word about them, and in particular Sade herself. This woman has legions of male fans, I promise you that. Sade were formed in 1982 in London by members of a Latin soul band called Pride. Comprised of Sade Adu, Stuart Matthewman and Paul Denman, together with Paul Anthony Cook. They performed for the first time at Ronnie Scott's in London, supporting their former band Pride in December 1982. In the May of 1983, they debuted at Danceteria in New York. Andrew Hale came aboard in 1983, and Cook departed in 1984. Sade, of course, provides the vocals and the songs. Paul Denman on bass is part of the songwriting process. Andrew Hale plays keys, writes songs, and Stuart Matthewman is guitarist and sax player and, of course, songwriter. There's only so much intro I can give, and I would be remiss to not focus on the iconic lead singer for a paragraph, born Helen Folashade Adu, I should say, on the 16th of January 1959. Sade is of Yoruban descent, born in Ibadan, Nigeria's second city in Oyo State. She is a CBE. Her father, Adebisi Adu, a Nigerian lecturer in economics, and her mother, Anne Hayes, an English district nurse. Her parents separated in Nigeria, and at 4 years of age, together with elder brother Banji, Sade moved in with her maternal grandparents near Colchester in Essex. There's so much more we could say, but let's push forward and review the music of Lovers Rock. By your side, my favourite Sade single is this return single. The support and warmth oozes from its core. In amongst the bellicose me jabberings of girl power mutants is a female voice willing to offer unconditional support of her lover. I love the character of the Hammond organ here. It's soothing and reassuring. The lyrics restore your faith in romance and heart. Of course, love and relationships are not all hearts and flowers, but you have to admit that when you are in the bosom of intimacy with another person, there is a feeling attached to it, unlike any other. This song successfully captures that feeling. I love the subtle harmonies. I feel loved. We all deserve that. The lovers of Spain and Italy clearly felt the message of lovemaking. This a number 2 and number 10 hit song, respectively. Lyrically, the song stays true to the album's title, Lovers Rock, which is a lighter, sentimental reggae music. Personal memories of this song are being down in the East Village when it was the real East Village on a freezing cold winter day, buying a second-hand clarinet and glomming down a genius curried apple soup in some inventive Indian eatery. I heard this song on that night early in 2001 and promptly went to Virgin Megastore in Union Square and bought the album. I wanted more of this comfort to the soul. The track was nominated at the 2001 Grammys for Best Female Pop Vocal. Flow, see me flowing like the river to the sea. The drums and bass drive this track more than by your side. If you are with your significant other and are not making out by the end of this track, the spark may be gone. The song encourages romantic and sexual expression. It follows on beautifully from track 1. I Won't Let You Go sings Mzadu, and to be fair, she doesn't let you go. But this song isn't just great for the bedroom, it works equally well for meditation and reflection. King of Sorrow, this was also released as a single. It made number 1 in the state's bubbling under R&B hip-hop singles. The video was filmed in San Juan, which is Puerto Rico's capital city. Musically, I like what they do with the guitar here. It's strung and its twang is characterful, yet still subtle. If you are still making love, you're not going to stop. The music on this album is perfect for nookie. When it's playing in the background, in the foreground, there is sadness with lyrics like, I've already paid for my sins. It definitely puts you inside yourself with its contemplative mood. Nothing negative to say. I feel a little sadness from the vibe, but Sade's voice has been the needle that pulls the thread through until this point, and I trust her from years of knowing the effect her voice has on us dudes. So let's see where she takes us next. Nick Ingman, by the way, responsible for the string arrangements here, which are a really significant and great part of the song. Somebody Already Broke My Heart. Came along when I needed a savior. It's part of the lyric here. We are back to that intense intimacy. This is classic R&B, great drums, contemporary production geared towards a major chill out or make out session. I really don't see how you can speak against this song. It's completely authentic and believable. Her voice just gets more and more soothing. If you're in the sack, whatever you're doing, you're not going to want it to end. It's soul music. It feels effortless. I love that no one's trying to stick me with their agenda here. As a vocalist, Sade gives genuinely of herself. All About Our Love. This is a more upbeat vibe. I love the strummed guitar chords. This injects some oxygen into the room. It's short and vibrant. It's refreshing and a nice encounter. After all this time, after all is said and done, it's so personal, you'll feel as though she's talking about your situation. It's a natural rush, non-contrived, non-aggressive. Thank you. Slave Song. Obviously, the subject matter here is something I can't comment on from personal experience. I can only imagine how awful it would be. This song has a very distinct personality on the record and has a prayer-like sequence which says something along the lines of, let us not do to you what has been done to us. It's powerful and visceral in its direction. It talks about the comfort of a stone, I believe to give you some idea of the relative comfort of a slave. I really do love the space this song occupies on this body of work. The Sweetest Gift is an acoustic ballad, calming, intimate, folkish. Of course, it has her unmistakable vocals, in and out. It doesn't do any harm. It's not as memorable as some of the other tracks, but, you know, at this point, she's doing a great job. I'm enjoying this. Every Word, textbook Sade harmonies, you know, just exactly when you think of Sade harmony, this track, it captures that. It gets back into the cut and thrust of what this album is. More of that kick drum, a taste of ragga toasting to tie it in with the album's Jamaican slanted title. A distinct lack of saxophony appreciated. Fits well on this album. Immigrant is the next track. He didn't know what it was to be black until they didn't want to touch his hand to give him change. The sensitivity of her voice in contrast to the hip-hop style rhythm section is noticeable. The monotone chants which run through this album are another distinct and effective part of this long player's identity. How you feel about immigrants will ultimately affect how you hear this song. Sade sees the beauty of the immigrant struggle. This piece will definitely resonate with people who have experienced being a stranger in a strange land firsthand. It sympathizes with genuine empathy. I accept its place on the album. Lovers Rock is the title track here. I feel is the closest to the vast majority of Sade's most familiar sound. The bass has a prominent role. The percussion alludes to a tropical reggae sound. Her talkovers are always welcome and not overplayed. This band's music is one of almost scientific subtlety. It envelops and caresses you as an innocent and goes a long way in developing a trust for the band's artistic integrity. On a break from work, you don't want to be disturbed from the spell it casts over you. And what I mean by that is sometimes I have to squeeze these reviews into my lunch breaks and stuff, and someone came up to me and interrupted me, and I was actually furious that they interrupted me during the Sade album. I was enjoying it. It's Only Love That Gets You Through is the last track on the album. This is a tender and effective way to end the album. A church-style organ lightly hums in the background with a more straightforward piano lifting the intensity from time to time. The romance of the set continues with lyrics like "You're amazing," lifting the spirit and keeping the seduction aloft and leaving you there on an intimate and fulfilling high. A Sade album should not be interrupted. If you can find a tender and sensitive lover to accompany during listening, do so. It works as a meditative piece. It's calming and soothing. Once you finish listening, what irritates you will stand out a mile. The annoying and constant questioning and needs of distant humanity which knows not how to plug into the zen of natural sensitivity and satisfying secure companionship. If you'd like that kind of peace and quiet in your soul, this may well be a great place to start looking for it. The final mark for Sade's Lovers Rock, 80%.